This is the circle of fifths. The circle of fifths is a tool to help you understand the way that the key signatures are organized. So we've got the key of C, which is at the top of the circle of fifths, okay? And the key of C is no sharps and no flats. As you rotate this way through the sharps, the key signatures are on the inside of the circle of fifths to tell you what do is. One sharp, you're in the key of G. Now I'm remembering that this is all systematic and that your sharps are always going to be in this order. F, C, G, D, A, E, and B. So if you have 3 sharps, those sharps will be on lines F, space C, and on space G. Going the opposite direction, when you have flats, 1 flat, 2 flat, 3 flats, those correlating key signature names are here on the inside of in this case, in the inside of the circle of fifths. Those flats are in the exact opposite order. B, E, A, D, G, C, F. So you've got 1 flat, which is on the line B. 2 flats, B and E. 3 flats are in the order B, E, and A. Now, to determine what key you're in, you have to remember that the last sharp is T. And then when you go up, for instance, to the next letter from C, which is T, to D, which would be do, that is what determines what do is. So D is do. Okay? In a flat key signature, if you want to memorize that 1 flat is the key of F, that might be most logical. And then if you go back to the second to the last flat and name it B flat, that is your key. Second to the last flat, name it, you're in the key of E flat. Second to the last flat, which is here, name it, it's A flat. So that's one way for you to know. Another way for you to know the key is that the last flat is Fa. So if B is Fa, you count down, F would be do. E flat would be Fa, you can count down, B flat is do. A is Fa, counting up or down, E flat is do. Okay, here we are in the key of C. You know it's in the key of C because there are no sharps and flats. This is C. This is the first pitch. You have to know the names of your notes in order to find the key signature. So this in the treble clef is C. You're in the key of C, therefore C is do. This would be considered correct in terms of the syllables. Do, mi, re, and then sol. These syllables in the key of C are mi, la, re, ti. You're going to have to make sure that you really don't assume that you're going to start on do, because that might not be the case. This is the case that starts on do. This is not do. This is mi. Okay, so we're in the key of C still here at the top. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I know that because I know that this is C. If this wasn't C, that would not be do. Now I'm in a new key signature. This key signature has 2 sharps. With 2 sharps in your key signature, this last sharp is considered T. So I can do a couple of things. I can go across and I can write down that this is my T, and then I can work around it. Or I can decide what key I'm in and then go from there. So if this is T, C is T, D is do. I can name my first pitch. This is D. Therefore, I'm starting on do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Just another look at the key signatures. Again, your key of C is no sharps and no flats. So actually, it's not even pictured on this example. It does have it written here. The key signatures that walk you through the flats and the sharps, some of them need a flat sign and some of them don't. The key of F, if we start with 1 flat, this is kind of organized, a little interesting, but the key of F is 1 flat. If you go to more flats, you go to 2 flats, like here, you see that it has B flat on it. Again, you want to make sure that you write flat on that key signature. For 3 flats, I go to the second to the last flat and I name it. That's E flat. 4 flats is A flat. 5 flats, 6 flats. Notice that they all have flats. Okay? Now, when you're working with sharp key signatures, 1 sharp is the key of G. You go up 1 from F, which is G. 2 sharps, go to the last sharp. You go up 1 from that last sharp, and then you've got D, the key of D. Notice that it's not D sharp, it's just D, because D is not sharped here. You've got 3 sharps, you're in the key of A. 4 sharps, you're in the key of E. 5 sharps, you're in the key of B. But then when you move on to more sharps, 6 sharps, you're in the key of F sharp. And the reason why that's F sharp is because when you go up from this last sharp on E, you go to F. And if you follow that F line all the way across, you notice that the F is sharped earlier in that key signature. So you're in the key of F sharp. 7 sharps is in the key of C sharp. Here's just another way of looking at those key signatures, how they're organized, how consistent they are, where you need the sharp signs and where you need the flats when you label. Again, you're labeling flat key signatures, you always have that flat there in the name of the key signature, except for when you have 1 flat. And when you have no flats or sharps, you're in the key of C, and then this is the order that you go in, considering that your last 2 key signatures with sharps in them, they're in the key of F sharp and C sharp. If you want to memorize them in order like this, you just have to come up with your own acronym to do that. It's up to you. Okay, so I'm in the key of C. No sharps, no flats. The first pitch that I see down here is C. So therefore I start on Do. And I go through my song and I can write my syllables with my song. Do, re, mi. I would write re, do, do, re, do, re, mi, re, do, re, mi, re, do, mi, re, do, and so on. Okay, so I'm in the key signature of F. This is F major, and I know it's F major because it has 1 flat. Now, I look at my first pitch and I notice that in my lines and spaces rule, F-A-C-E, those are my spaces, that is F. So therefore I know that I'm starting on Do and I'm moving up the scale. Here my key signature has 6 flats. I can either determine that the last flat is Fa and work my way over, deciding that C flat is Fa, or I can go to the second to the last flat and determine that that is Do. And in this case, G flat is Do, and I can work my way up. Okay, this key signature has 3 sharps. You know that the last sharp is on G. The top sharp is on the top space, and that's G, and then you go up 1 from T to Do, so G to A. So I know that my A is Do, and I can look in my piece of music here and I can say, okay, that's A and that's my Do, which means I'm not starting on Do. So if I'm not starting on Do, I can label my A as Do, and then I can go and regroup and go up from there, Do, Re, Mi, and I can count down to determine what I start on, which is Sol. Then I can continue with my piece. Then I have La, Mi, Re, Do, then I have Ti, and I have La. And that is because I am in the key of A. A is my Do.